This video, I'm going to show you how to use and create subtotals within your list. And this is going to cover the remainder of section 5.2, starting on page 287. Some things to remember or to be aware of is the first thing you want to do is sort the data in which you're going to be subtotaling by. So in this case, I'm going to show you an example where I'm going to have a subtotal or an average value, if you will, for all of the snow that happens on a Monday, and then all of the snow that happens on a Tuesday and Wednesday and so on. So I want to make sure that this data is sorted. So let's go ahead and sort that data. In the design, the data, we're going to do the sort, and we want to sort by the day of the week. And I want to sort it by a custom day. So I'm going to put Sunday first. And then we'll go Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and so on. And say OK. So now all of my Sundays start together, all of my Mondays, Tuesdays, and so on. Now that I've got my data sorted, I'm going to go ahead and create subtotals. But the important thing to know is you can't do that. Notice I'm on my table. If I click up in the design tab, that subtotal over here is grayed out. It's not an option to me when I've got my filtering set on. So I need to go ahead and change this so that I can know that I do not have the filtering going on. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to go ahead and remove all the filters. So we're going to go to design, and I'm going to remove the filter. Okay. And now I'm going to come back to the table, still not selected. So, or still not an option for me. So I need to go ahead and change this so that I can be able to use this as a subtotal. So instead of being here on the data, I'm going to come back to design. And if we look over here, the textbook discusses how you have to now change it from a table into just a series of ranges. Let me drag that on so you can see what it's saying. A series of ranges so that I can go ahead and use the subtotal feature. So it says, do you want to convert the table to a normal range? And the answer is yes. Okay, so now if I come back to the data tab, notice that I'm in my data here and my table design does not come up anymore because I've in a sense taken out that table. So I'm going to go to the data tab, and lo and behold, my subtotal appears. So let's go ahead and click on the subtotal, and this dialog box pops up. And what I would say is when you're presented with a dialog box that you typically want to read all the different things in the dialog box so that you know what's happening. So let's go through each of these items and you can see what they do. So at each change in day, so what is it doing? It's going to be looking down this list. So I've got these 5 days of Sundays. I'm changing the day now to Monday. I'm changing the day again to Tuesday. So at each change of day, I'm going to get a subtotal under that day. I want to sum up. If I drop down this box, I can count up. I can take the average, the max, or the min. Okay, so let's just leave it on sum, for example. And then I can total subtotal any of these different columns. So let's do the snow and the rain. And what this is saying these different boxes right below that. You'll see where you can, if you turn off the replace current subtotals or turn it on, what that does. So there's an example in the text that happens for a page break. What it's going to do is make all new pages for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on. And then I want to put the summary right below the data. I'm going to say OK. And look what happened. It created a Sunday total, and it summed up the amount of rain that happened on Sundays, the amount of snow that happened on Sundays. And notice what I get over here. It's an outline. It's like a table of contents, if you will. And each of these is progressively more detailed. So if I collapse it up to the total, the highest one, number 1, it will just collapse all of the information and give me a total number of rain and snow for the different, for the entire month that I was looking at. I can expand that out, which will expand the all of the details. I can go to the level 2. It will show me the next level down in that table of contents, which is the subtotals by day, and then the grand total. And then we can do the level 3, which again is expanding it out all the way. I can use these individual buttons to close down what I'm doing. So let me show you an example. So I'm going to go to show at this sub-level total, but let's say I really wanted to know what goes on Sundays. I can open those individually so that I show the detail under Sunday, but leave the rest collapsed. So have some fun with subtotals as well. You can work through the chapter elements